Hello friends and welcome back. It's Love to Inspired Handmade with Christina and today is July 31st. We get to close on our house today. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So yeah, you're watching a recording here obviously because we are sitting at the office to do all the things so that we can start closing and really start getting settled in our new home here in Alabama. Not here. Okay, long story, but I'm super excited. I will still be showing up here for the next couple of weeks, however, until we can get the moving truck and all the things moved over to our new house so that we can finally get set up in our craft room. So I am counting down the days, super excited. But on top of that, I'm going to be showing you a fun little bundle. I have been showing Christmas and Halloween and all the fun things with that, but I also want to show you a fun little bundle here. It is the hold on, Simply Leaves bundle. This has a matching punch with it, so it's super cute, no dies, but it does so many fun things. Now, I am not a specialist when it comes to watercoloring. I do like to attempt to try it every now and again, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use some watercolor paper and create some fun little leaves, and every one I'm sure is going to turn out a little bit different, but that's what we're going to create. Da, da, da. Okay, so let me turn the camera down and quit rambling. Here we go. Alright, so I have a few things going on here. I dropped something on the floor, but hopefully it ain't nothing that we need right now. So again, this is the punch. The leaf is pretty good little size. I think that, let me look, we have it running around a little more than 2 1/4 is what the size of it is, so not too bad there. Hang on, it looks like my camera is just a smidgen crooked for you. Is it? There. Okay. But this has all these fun little things in it. That light is just, I am not doing well here. But it has a little something to say hello. Thinking of you often. Thanks. I'm grateful for your kindness. And I love these little leaves because there's so many fun little different things that you can do with them. So yeah, rest assured, I will be playing with that quite a bit, probably this coming up week. So I just took my standard card, you know, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I went ahead and done a little base piece here, and I embossed it, and that's just at 5 1/4 by 4 because I'm going to be putting that right on the top here. If you haven't used this stuff yet, this is some watercolor paper. I absolutely love it. You get a little pack of it here. Not quite sure how many sheets are in here. There's quite a few. Hang on. There's 10 sheets. So I'm going to get one of these out. I'm going to set that to the side, and I have got my little packet of water painters, and I love these little guys because each one of those has a different tip. So one of them has got a wider tip, and then there's a smaller one and then a medium one. So I have those sitting out. I also have my heat tool here to kind of go through, and then I'm playing with a few colors here. Now when I did this first one, you have to really kind of look at my leaves. The colors, you can see some of the watermarks kind of go through here because I used crushed curry and pumpkin pie, but before it was over with, I had them all blended together, and so it wasn't quite the wash I was going for, but that's okay. I ended up using my little sponge dauber, and I went around the edges of each of my leaves in some melon mambo ink, and I even stamped the little spine here in the leaves. Also, to throw on, I did some vellum, and I cut those little leaves out as well. It punches out really easy with the vellum, so I love that. And then on the inside, I just kind of, you know, done a little stamp inside there to kind of make it all go together. I did see something similar like this. I do not remember her name, but she did a slimline card with the same kind of, or it looks like the same kind of concept, but I'm not quite sure if that's exactly how she did it. But anyway, so I'm going to get my colors going here. I am using some glue dots and dimensionals, some multi-purpose glue, and I also brought out my banner punch. So I'm all about punches today. So first what I'm going to do is go ahead and get my watercolor out, and oh, don't want to forget, get you some paper towels. They will be your best friend during this thing. I love my little clear mat here because it is actually perfect for all the mess that I'm about to make. So I just give my little, when my stamp pads are closed, I give them a good little squishing. So then that way, you see how the ink is right here in the top of the lid. So I'm gonna do that a second time with my pumpkin pie. So I've got crushed curry, I have pumpkin pie, and this time around though, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give a little bit of this melon mambo a try. I'm gonna see what kind of mess I can end up making here. Let me get a little bit more going. Good little squishy, squishy, squishy. Okay, so I have the the water brush here, and it's really easy to fill up. You can unscrew it and then just put some water in it, and it even has this little saying here where you kind of push and squeeze, and then you can kind of see it fill up when your water starts coming out. So I'm going to do that with each one of these. Actually, I'm going to use one of this little guy to kind of squish some water into these so I don't, because this is just diluting a little bit so that it makes, who don't love making a mess? I mean, when you're creating, messes are always fun. So I'm gonna squeeze this a little bit, and there is no right way to do this, okay? Because every one of them are gonna look a little bit different. Use your paper towel when you're going in and out of colors, and then you can kind of just pick up and go around them that way. So I'm just gonna drip some orange just around. I would love to hear from you though, like, do you watercolor? Have you played with it much? I know that I would like to. I mean, it is fun to do, and there is some really, really, really neat things I've seen people do. That is for sure. But as far as this goes, I haven't done it a whole lot. I've done a lot of things when it comes to inking, I tell you that, but I have not done a lot of watercoloring. So basically just play with it. Like, just move your colors around. Careful not to mix them too much, or I am going to end up having a mess. I mean, I want it to run together because it's pretty. Like, that's what kind of brings your colors and your leaves all different. But I also want it to make sense. Does that make sense? It dries pretty fast on its own. If you are doing it to, you know, and just have time to let it sit and dry. But again, if you have your heat tool, that is your friend. It's your friend. And so I have like this little glass mat because I can like literally make a mess with this and use my paper towel to clean it up. So we are going to throw in some orange because this time it looks like I lost my orange. Can I bring it back? It'll be fine. All right, so all I'm gonna do is squeeze a little bit of water, and you can using a paper towel, as you squeeze the water out, the ink will come out of this, and so you are always ready to use it again on whatever color you want. So I'm gonna go ahead, let's wipe these out and close those, and then after I do that, we will get the heat tool and, oh my gosh, that was a blooper. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay, one more. Get that done, put that away. So let me get the heat tool out just real fast, and then we will see what it actually does. It doesn't take a really long time, and you can actually, if you have a little bit of water still on it, you can watch your tool. Can you see that? Where the tool kind of just runs it down. It's pretty neat to watch it go through. And I love it because every time that you do this, it will never look the same. So there, like, again, there's no wrong way to do this. It's always fun and unique to create. I'm gonna dig this one. This one's gonna be so cute. And it's pretty dry. So you see that? Isn't that pretty? Ah, love it. Okay, so let me get my paper towel and wipe up all this that we have on here, the plate. Okay. So next, all you want to do is you can also, I didn't do this on the first one, but I will try this real quick. So it has a real pretty color to it now, but I'm going to take one of my other pens and I'm just going to splatter, just like that. I'm going to splatter some water on these. And now what that's going to do is going to give us another little splotch onto this. So just bear with me a second. Let me get it some, a little bit of water, and then you can use your heat tool again, but this time I'm just going to take it and lightly dab on the top of it with my paper towel. Do you see the little spots there? How that came onto the, isn't that cool? So it just kind of gives a different, if you can see that it now has created fun little spots all around it, just like that. So it just kind of gives something fun and different, and it adds, I don't know, that much more texture. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and we're going to punch out the leaves. And the fun thing with this, you can punch these leaves out any old way you want to. Oh, look at that. That's so cute. I love the little bubbles in that. Let me grab some scissors because I don't want to miss any of this. It's not, we just created just such a fun little pattern here. I love this. This one really makes me excited to create. We did a good job together, guys. Okay, let me do one more. So basically I needed 3, 4, 5. So we have plenty to choose from. So we'll go ahead and set this to the side, and then we will get our card back out. Now I'm using basic beige this time. The first time that I created this, I did use the white, just basic white, and I thought, you know, let's change it up. And it would also be really pretty if we did this same thing using very vanilla. I just love those kind of colors. So yeah. Now, getting ahead of myself. Let me get my melon mambo back out, and I am going to take inside the little packet here, it has the little spine, and we're going to stamp that little spine right onto our leaf here. So let me do that real quick. This is such a fun thing, and I am really excited. One of my favorite things to create is always fall. I love working with leaves. There's so many fun things you can do with them. You can emboss them, or if you use the gold or copper kind of paper, specialty paper. Oh, I'm not done with this. That's really fun to do too. So now I'm just going to take my dauber and just lightly go over the edges. You know, it's funny, when I first started using these little daubers, I did not like them. So when I first learned to sponge and stuff, we had these big old sponges, and you could cut them down into, like, you know, like little pie shape things, because you had this big round thing and you just cut it down and you could use it for all the different colors, and I had gotten really used to those. And then we had these little guys, and I was like, but then they ended up, I love them because they fit right on your finger, and they do the same thing once you get like a little rhythm going with them. And now we have blending brushes, which I equally love them. So yeah, do y'all have a favorite? When you're doing blending and stuff, do you prefer a blending brush, or do you prefer these little daubers, or do you have something, a different kind of tool or way to sponge things? Okay, so now all of those have a little bit of sponging around the edges, and we are going to do the next thing before I forget, because this is easier to do now than it is when you're trying to build it. So I love that this is super easy to do on this, using this watercolor paper, and probably because these little guys have been wet and then they're dry, but this stuff, it just rolls so easy. So just like a leaf, I'm wanting to give a little bit of texture to these. So I'm just taking my bone folder and giving them a little curve, just like so. It's perfect. Okay, now that I have those, the next thing we're going to do is take this piece before we attach it, and we are going to add a little bit of spots. Now, at first time I used it, and I will go ahead and do it again, I used Pool Party, and I just kind of flicked some splatters on the front. But then when I started putting it together, it was not dark enough. So I got out the Lost Lagoon, and I ended up splattering some Lost Lagoon on there. Now you can see what we got going on, and I love it. Okay, now that we have that, now we can attach it to this piece. So let me get my dimensionals. Let's add them to it real quick. I know, you're like, you sure are taking forever doing all of this stuff, but it's so worth it, you guys. Promise. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to build upside down for you. So let's go ahead and center it right here. And then you're going to take your leaves. I like to, you can pretty much see all of them on here, but you know, if you have a favorite that you want it to be a focal, you know, stick it there. So I'm wanting to take every other one. I have my little vellum leaves, and we're going to attach them. Now I attach this one first, but I just go down the spine of the leaf using my multi-purpose glue, and I kind of added it right in there, just like so. Why? I don't know. That's just how I decided to start it. Now down here at this side, I want to do the same thing. So go ahead and choose your leaf that you want. But because it's going to be down here at the edge, I'm going to trim just a smidgen of that bottom piece off, because I totally did that on purpose. And I'm going to do the same thing. But you need to be careful because you want to add your vellum. Now that's where a lot of my glue dots came in at, because it's easier. I just stick a glue dot on my vellum, and then I can kind of figure out just how I want to put that little guy onto my card. So I'm not attaching any of these yet. I'm just kind of building my circle or half circle of leaf. It's kind of like a reef. Think of it as your reef. So this one has a little more pink than I need, but that's fine. All right, so the next thing is I do add, before I start using glue, I use my glue dots to kind of figure out where my vellum and my leaves are going to hold together with each other. So that's where I want to kind of put that in, because it's vellum leaf, vellum leaf. And this way you have a little bit of grace to move it around if you need to before you actually attach that baby to your card, because you know, once it's attached, it is attached. Okay. And I'm trying to go just above the little stem area there is what I'm thinking. There's no really rhyme or reason for that either. All right. How am I doing going upside down, you guys? I mean, is it coming together? I think so. All right, one more piece of vellum here. Trying to make sense. And then this one will attach to this one. Looks like it's already trying to attach. Oh gosh. Right? Maybe. Okay, so now that I have all of this put into place, actually, I need one more glue dot, then I will add my multi-purpose glue to kind of bring it all into full circle. Kinda. Okay, it looks a little whopper job now. Sorry, I know I'm getting quiet, but I'm overthinking it now. Let me look at it this way for you so I can see what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is what we're going to do with this. We're going to put this top half on first. And I just kind of use my, I do add a little bit. I don't know how well it does on the vellum, but hey. Let's see, bring it in a little bit, just give it a good little firm push there. As long as that paper one's sticking, you're good to go. So I am just going down the spine of it. And this one is my important one at the bottom. I want it to line up just where I want it, and then everything else can be adjusted. So yeah, just like so. Da-da-da! Isn't that neat? I love it. And again, every one of them will look so different, but they also are fun and kind of come together the same. So let me grab, okay. So we are going to punch out us a little tag, and then we will get our little thanks and do that real fast in our basic black. Not too shabby. Okay. Now I'm using dimensionals on this right here that I'm just going to stick it right on there like that. But before I do, let me go ahead and get my linen thread. It's up here somewhere. I literally just had it. Oh my goodness. Linen thread. You have, I mean, it's literally, I was literally just now using it. Holy cow. Okay, so we won't add our linen thread. We're just going to add some dimensions because I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, get you a little bow or however you want to add your little string. I love twine. The linen twine is my absolute favorite. So I'm just going to attach it to the back of this using some dimensionals. It's thin enough. I ain't got nothing big and bulky going on it, so add one more. That way it's secure all the way around. And then I just kind of add that right in the center. Yeah, cute. I'm telling you, I love it. Okay, and then I was using these, and I'm going to be using the Pool Party. I think that's Pool Party, maybe Coastal Cabana. Just to do the same thing here. I want to add that little bit of extra pop of color, just like so. So then that way it just all kind of, I'm going to change it up a little bit and add it down here. Just like so. Then if you want to do your inside, I'm going to turn it around though. Y'all got to bear with me so I can stamp this up right. You can't. Add my little I am grateful. Just like so. And then with the leaf, I wanted to pull in. Telling you, where's my things? Okay, so this time around this one had so much more yellow to it. I wasn't real sure what I should do here. So I think with this one, I'm going to maybe use the pumpkin pie. Let's see what it does. What do you say? Sure. Maybe should have stamped off of it. I really should have, because that's really dark. It will dry and lighten up a little bit, but it's not going to lighten up enough that I think that I will like it. But we will take the melon mambo, put it right down the spine. I didn't really care for that one. But the front is pretty. There you go. So I hope you had fun and that you definitely give this a try, because yeah, sometimes I think like watercoloring, it's really intimidating and I'm not sure if I will like it, but it actually turns out really pretty. So let me zoom in for you real quick. Ta-da-da! There you go. I hope you enjoyed this week's tutorial. Thanks for joining me. You have a blessed weekend, and yeah, I will be back next week with more fun things to show you. So bye. Be blessed.